Um, Resources. The internet's always good, but I think books are really the most important. There's some amazing books out there. For like the very beginner, the best one I like to recommend to people is The Web That Has No Weaver by Tim Kapchuk, I believe. And that's just a really great introductory book for sure. Um, I'd say aside from that, just really having an open mind is kind of the key. Being open to learning something that you know nothing about and have never been exposed to, and it's far different from anything that you know, and being able to kind of transition your mind to think in a different way. Um, so yeah, and if it is something you want to do and something you want to pursue in the healing arts, I say go for it 100%, because these are the kind of people we need in this world, especially
Yeah.
right now. We need people who are health oriented and can teach other people how to be health oriented, and take that accountability for their health, because I feel like that's something that um, Western medicine doesn't always excel at, is helping the patients take accountability for their health. It's typically just prescribe a pill and take this pill and your symptoms will go away. But it's not necessarily surrounding teaching people about diet and lifestyle, eating habits, sleep habits, all of
Huge.
these very important things that lead to all of your symptoms. So yeah, accountability is huge, and a huge part of my medicine is empowering my patients to be accountable for their health, and teaching them how to be accountable and what that looks like and what health looks like on a daily basis, on a consistent basis, doing the little habits daily, you know, to have a life full of, longevity and good health.
I love that you say that too, because especially during this pandemic, one thing you always hear in the media, even from like Dr. Fauci or just other practitioners or medical, for lack of better term, professionals, um, they always say, stay away from people, stay in the house, don't go out, don't socialize. Meanwhile, like vitamin D is humongous in going out, getting exercise is huge, especially for, like you said, respiratory problems. Like we need to have our bodies be in the best working conditions possible. So, but you don't ever hear them encouraging people to go out and exercise, go out and go on a run, go for a long walk and eat better, you know?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, no, we talk so much about how strong this disease is, but not how strong our bodies are and how to strengthen our bodies to be able to fight this off all the better.
Yeah. So, last couple questions. We're coming up on the end of the podcast. What is this is kind of a two-part question. What's your best tip for making the world a better place? And we discuss, like I said, this is a podcast about positivity and positive people doing positive things. You're out here helping a lot of people get away from those traditional, or not traditional, rather traditional in America, Western medicine, of pills and opiates, and trying to treat everything with a pill. But you're trying to change their lifestyle in a positive way, trying to back to traditional medicine. Before I continue to ask the question, it's one thing that actually came to mind. I always think about. I'm a huge sci-fi fan, so I always think about watching movies and like the dystopian future where the world is pretty much ended and nobody knows how to take care of themselves because they're all used to doctors and pills and things of that nature. But this is the stuff that we should know, Eastern traditional Chinese medicine, where the earth is going to help us and we need to help and be healthier ourselves. But back to the question. Sorry, that was just a tangent I needed to rant. But I like to focus on the positive, but I don't like to disregard the negative, So there's a lot of problems and stuff out there. So two-part question: what's your tip for making the world a better place? And second, what's one problem that you see in the world that you came up with some type of solution, or what we can do to solve that problem?
Yeah, I would say a problem that we see in the world, at least in the healthcare industry, is a lack of accountability. Kind of circling back to accountability.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a broken record, but it's huge. It's and a solution for that is really focusing on the daily habits that cultivate health, because health is not something that you're born with. It's not something that it can be achieved overnight. It's something that is cultivated through daily habits. And and I think that right in of itself is huge. People don't realize how powerful they truly are. A lot of people in my profession call themselves healers, and I've never been one of those people. I feel like it's egotistical. I feel like
Yeah. Dr.
it's
Miracle.
exactly. I'm not the one doing
No,
the
I hear
healing.
you.
It's
I hear you.
I'm utilizing like the patient's body's internal resources and just kind of opening up channels to allow the body to heal itself more efficiently and more effectively. So I think the biggest solution is to be more accountable, both in health, but also in thought and in deeds, in all things that you do, because that's where your power is. That's where you can change the world. It starts with the individual. And by shifting into that mentality of accountability as opposed to victimization, you give yourself that power to change and to become what you want to be. So I hope I answered both those questions. I'm not sure if I did.
No, yeah, there's a lot of gems that you dropped throughout this entire conversation, but definitely that last bit of accountability, kind of a balance. You're just talking about a whole balance of mind, body, and spirit, where we just need to have all those things in line to live a overall healthy lifestyle. And one thing I like to always preach about is you are what you eat. So then that's both ingesting, when you're reading a book, or the stuff that you see on TV, or the stuff that you hear in podcasts. And that's another reason why I do this, is because if people are tuned to hearing positive things and how they can change their life, or like you said, it takes one person to make a big difference. So you having this conversation with me, if we have inspired somebody to get up off their butt and actually go out and exercise or change their eating habits, and maybe they make themselves feel better, they'll be inspired to go into looking deeper into actually traditional Chinese medicine or healthier lifestyle alternatives. So I appreciate you coming on. And
Most definitely.
yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. I feel honored and blessed, definitely, that
Yeah.
that I got to have this opportunity.
Yeah. What were you going to say though? You said you think.
Oh, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, oh, it left
Sorry.
me. That's
Sorry, I cut
okay.
you
No, it's
off.
okay. No, it's not your fault.
But last thing, anything you want to promote, anything you want to plug, where people can find you, where your practice is located, any last words for the listeners?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm located in Eureka, California, far northern reaches of Humboldt County. And so if you're local, you can find me. You can find me online. You can find me on Instagram. My Instagram is acupuncture by Raegan, acupuncture period by period Raegan. Raegan is Raegan. And I'm always down to chat, even if you're not local. If you have questions, DM me. I'm all for it. I love connecting with people. I love chatting with people. I love educating people. So that's definitely that's where you can find me. I think, let's see, my website too is www.laahc.com. So another way to reach me, you can always submit a contact form through there, and I'll get back to you through email or whatever it is.
Perfect. Thank you, Raegan. All that will be in the show notes as well. So if people didn't catch it right now, they'll catch it in the show notes.
Sweet. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming on and explaining all of those things. This is a subject that I've never heard of or even talked to anybody about. So I appreciate all the insight, and I'd love to have you on later on, hopefully when you get out of this pandemic, and talk a little more about health.
Oh, that'd be awesome. All right. You
All
enjoy
right.
your weekend.
You too. Appreciate it, Rain. And that is our episode for today. I hope you got some useful information about all that we touched on. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe to the show or follow us on Apple Podcasts and leave a rating and review, or just share the show with someone you think could benefit from listening. If you have an idea for the show or think someone is worthy of being highlighted, reach out and let me know via email at limelighthhighlight@gmail.com, or hit up the social media platforms on IG and Facebook at Limelight Highlight. Our Twitter handle is LL_highlight. And big news, we have a website, so if you're interested in previous episodes or just want to put some faces to the names of people you've heard on the show before, then check out limelighthhighlight.com for all those great details. I will continue to update the website as the time passes, but I feel like I just need to put it out there while I can and go with the flow pretty much. Stay tuned for the next week's episode, where we have another informational and inspirational conversation with the founder of We Love Philly, Carlos Aponte. As always, until next time, be humble, be helpful, pay it forward, and be the best you. I'll see y'all next week. Thanks for listening. Peace.